Okay. Well, so we're going to use your YouTube live, right? Uh-oh. Can you hear me? Mm,
Hang on, something was happening. Continue.
uh, weird. Okay, well, I did click record on my end,
It looks like you are recording. I see it flashing.
and you are too, I think. Are
Yep,
you?
so one of us will get a recording.
Okay. Maybe both, probably both.
Maybe both. Yeah.
So, do you want to hook onto your YouTube live?
Oh, wait. I gave you host, so I think now you have to give it back to me. I'm so used to just,
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, any way you want to do it. All right. Oh, come on, come on.
let's just do it on yours today. Because
Well, no, but I gave the link for your
oh,
YouTube
you
thing.
did. Okay, never mind then.
Yeah, but I made you host now,
Okay,
so
hang
you
on.
good.
More live on YouTube. Okay, close out all my other tabs. Pamela, you don't need those other tabs. Okay.
But if you have hard time reading the the chat line, then uh, is there any way I can access that and read it?
Yeah, if you just pull up another browser and look at my YouTube, you'll be able to see when it goes live.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm clicking it now. It should be going. Give us this long message saying preparing that they're live already.
Yep. It says we is. All right. Now let me get your link up.
Hi, YouTube. We're just working through our technical startup zone as
Yeah.
we.
Hello, people. All right. Here your link. Let's see.
Okay.
That way I can help you read these things.
Thank you.
Although my eyesight is not that great either. But I have to expand it so it's gigantic. All right,
I do
here you
that too.
are. I know it works, man. All right, so about no playlist, videos.
Oh, I see one person there already. She wants to know what Erik recommends to lower cholesterol.
Okay. Well, let's see. About. How do I do the get your YouTube live thing? I can't remember.
Yeah.
A home. All right.
Yeah, when you're in videos, let me see how to guide you
I
through.
know I've been through this. I got home videos, playlist, community, channels, about, and the search term.
No, it's not that. It's probably, let me walk through it as if I would be you. If you're on my channel, it would be videos.
Yeah.
And then, oh, I see your dilemma.
All right, let me see. Uploads. Oh, live streams. Here.
Yes, yeah,
Okay, got it. Okay.
it will be there. He's already talking to you though, Daisley, about your question to lower cholesterol. Um, it's the problem with cholesterol is that he says there's a good cholesterol and a bad cholesterol. That he says, aha, it's so funny that duality follows us even in our bodies. Good sugars, bad sugars,
Dang
good.
it, I don't see it. I see the one from 2 weeks ago.
No, it should be here. Maybe it just takes a moment to
Oh,
load.
maybe it did. I can't remember. Something happened last time, but we figured it out.
It
Whatever.
just, you had to refresh it because it
Oh,
took a
that's a good idea. Okay.
it just took a while to show up. So good cholesterol. You're already eating it, he says, so that's good. Your stress levels recently shifted to where you have a lot less overwhelm, and that's 50% of the issue as well. And the thing about it is, you would think that it's all about like avoiding things, and it's not. You have to introduce fats that come from good cholesterols. So you need more of those things that, because he says, because diet fads keep changing and doctors sort of do more research and then they change their minds about what's good and bad. And that happens once every 10 years or so. You'll see this big swoop of shift, and what was good for you and what was bad for you. And then all the people who fall in between. So he said about
Uh-oh.
belief systems when it comes to diet, you need to really shift into the good
Uh-oh.
fats like avocados that add the good cholesterols. And
Uh-oh.
that's
Wait a
just
minute.
one thing. This time. What happened?
Wait, hang on.
Yeah, just click pause.
Pause.
Yeah, pause the
Oh, there
video.
we go. Oh,
Yep.
God.
And
Okay,
you will
got
see
it.
all of the things kind of to the right or at the bottom, depending upon
Got
what.
it. All right. All right. I figured it
So the
out.
cholesterol thing's a hard thing, Daisley, because it's more emotional and belief system oriented than it is physiological.
Interesting.
It is. So, and the same with blood pressure. So, cholesterol has to do with how you feel about your own divine femininity and your own level of divine feminine softness, like how soft you are towards other people, like how soft, and you're pretty balanced about that, especially now. So you should see that start to shift. But how soft are you going to be towards yourself? Are you as soft and forgiving and non-judgmental towards yourself as you are towards others? That will be something
Wow.
that when you pinpoint on that belief system, that will be pretty helpful with cholesterol. We need to do a gallery view so everybody can see both of us. There. Well, that's better. Super.
Okay. I don't know. I might melt their faces. Who knows? All right. So we're going to do the next one is Tia Grijalva or Grijalva. I don't know. Hello. Any messages for my friend from my friend Nick?
Okay.
Hi, Eric. I love you.
I see water, and I think he's on a boat because I hear sounds of the whatever. Yeah, that's a boat because I hear sounds of it. It's and he said it was an interesting period of my life where I spent time on the water, you know, with fish and with water and with the sunlight on my face, and that's
Oh,
heaven for me.
oh, that's wonderful. That's my kind of heaven too. Although I never catch anything. I kind of don't want to anyway. And I put a lifetime. I'm so sorry. I'm
I'm
so
doing that
sorry.
for the
I
worms. I
can't.
can't
I
do it.
cannot.
I
No.
can't do it.
Oh, okay. So then we have Jamie S. Hello. Due to past experience, I see myself as dirty. Oh, bless your heart. How can
Mm.
I see myself differently? You know, if you've had some trauma, you should look into that soulhappy.com or .org. I can't remember. I think it's .com.
Eric's
It's a
nodding,
great technique for, I mean, it's 20 minutes a
and it's
day.
easy, and it's
Boom,
and it's not
easy. It's cheap,
traumatizing.
cheap, cheap, and
Mhm.
it uses EMDR. It uses all sorts of things that really take all the negative thoughts away from your subconscious. Okay, because that's 99% right there, or 90%, and replaces it with positive thought. It uses all sorts of like smell and different. It's crazy good.
Yeah, Eric said that works because your brain is tricky and it likes
Yeah.
to like cover things up with certain memories that involve the senses. And when you can happen in a different way and reassociate, you just sort of like get a reframe on everything that you thought was trauma. So anything like that is really helpful. But that particular one he likes a lot because it brings you into a really high frequency. He calls that frequency contentment, peace,
It's
happiness, joy.
so true. And you
Um,
can use it
so
forever. I think it's like a couple $100 if you say you're with channeling Eric. But I mean, that's like compared to years of psychotherapy, really. I mean,
yeah,
and it
and the brain
uses
is really
neurobiology
the
and
rain is really
neuropsychology.
tricky. Like Erik was with me this morning because I was on one of my friend's Facebook posts where she watches a lot of movies and then like talks to us in a very neutral oneness way about how she felt about it.
Mhm.
And she was like, "Hey, what do you guys think about that movie Wild with Reese Witherspoon? Like, I just really couldn't identify with this person. I identify with her mom and that character." And a lot of people were saying the same things. And I thought about it and I'm like, oh my gosh, that was one of those movies that I just could not get through. I turned it off. Like in the
Oh,
first
wow.
20 minutes, it triggered me so badly.
Oh,
And it's coming up right now a little bit when you're asking your question, because that feeling of you're not even able to access certain components of your sexuality, if that's happening and you're connecting that with sexuality, which he says you probably are, then it would be really good to like go into that a little bit in a safe way and sort of be aware of how you might see sexuality as dirty. Where does that come from? You know?
Yeah, just go to soulhappy.com, I think it is, and just look at the intro video, and you'll decide for yourself. You'll know in your heart whether it's right or not.
You will.
Okay,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna look and make sure I know if it's Horg or calm. But all right, Minaj Singh, any messages for me from my father, Parasuram Singh? Thank you, Elisa and Pamela. Love you both.
We love you too. Okay. He said, don't let fear become the king of your life. And please don't let, money's a tool. How do we attribute that to our security? Because society teaches us that, but it's still just a tool. It's not, and the same with the way that you look at roles right now. You've made a big shift in your fear about money and in your, what are you saying? How you assign roles and understanding that those roles can be shared right now in your family, that it's not just on you. It's everybody makes a commitment together right now. So there's things going on that would not, he says, would not have even been thought about when he was alive, like in a positive way, that things are shifting in your family in a positive way. He wouldn't have even thought about that. So he's really proud about the way that you are balancing, reassigning, and sharing duties and responsibilities, that you're starting to really get there, to get into that understanding in family matters.
Okay. By the way, one person asked me to ask this. Uh, he thinks that the COVID virus was put into Wuhan on purpose by a member of the global elite or members of the global elite. So our economy, and also the world's, but our economy could tank and they can get rid of Trump, who is trying to get rid of the global elites and the deep state. Is that
Mm-hmm.
true?
Erik said that's one of the many truths. And this is where you kind of look at all the agendas, because it's not just like there's one member of the cabal.
Right.
There could be one agenda here in this portion of the cabal in the Americas. There could be one
Oh, yeah.
that has an agenda. There could be one in China that has an agenda. When their agendas clash, their stories start to fall apart.
Yeah. Well, you have Shi Zheng Li, the researcher who was weaponizing the regular, the native COVID,
Yeah.
and then apparently one of the scientists caught it and got scared and went out into, but but where does the global elite coming in with the COVID and little vials and spreading it around? Where does that come in? Was it both at the same time?
Yeah, it was all happening at the same time. He said, so this is where you have to really look at various different stories, because there is a man-made one that was revamped up in the lab and researched and
Yes.
literally going to be used as a biological weapon, and that is a part of that storyline. And then there's the other natural. It came from the natural virus from bats, and it's the story is both, okay, both, and one natural virus became a super
Yeah.
like a bioterroristic weapon. So these things happen, and it wasn't just one story; it's a bunch of stories that became what it is today. And he says, be cautious in your cultures, because you don't want to be like, a lot of people are spreading some hate towards Asians over this, and
Oh no, of course not.
some really unnatural places and some
Yeah. Yeah.
shaming places. So
All right. So is it a group of was it like a plan by a group of global elites or the cabal? Like
a
3 people,
small
10
group,
people, one person?
a small group
Okay. God
started by
damn it.
one person, and a small group that became bigger as they, as they.
Got excited about the plan, assholes.
Yeah.
Ay, okay. Well, we'll go on. Let's see. My name is Ashley. My messages, any messages from my grandfather, Donald Russell?
It's so funny. He said, oh, you guys kept my chair for a bit. He's really soft and he's speaking, oh, you kept my chair for a bit. He said it just like that. He said, oh, good, honey, good. And he holds his hand out like this. It's so good. And I saw this green plush 70s looking chair.
Oh, said
About.
it was so ugly, but you held on to it anyway.
Yeah, and he said, I appreciate the way you specifically handle my passing, even if you didn't think that you handled it well. So he wants you to kind of admonish yourself of pain that you're carrying about what you think you should have done and how you think you should have been there. And some of those ways weren't even possible. So there's that. And he says, I'm glad you knew me in times when you didn't think that you did.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, by the way, it's soulhappy.com, not .org, so good on that. Joe W. Hi, my name is Joseph W. May I get some insight into the spiritual connection I have with Mia B? Thanks, bunches.
Oh, you're going to make me go through the fingers explanation. He loves the fingers explanation.
Oh, yeah, that one.
So, twin flames. Everybody's got
Oh,
this thing, by the way, that he wants me to talk about, thinking it's just romantic. It's not.
oh
It
yeah, no.
various types of it. So he does this with me all the time. He says, so when you have two hands, it's on the same body. So the hands have fingers, and you never look at the fingers as being different from on one hand as you do on another. So sometimes two hands, same body, different fingers, but same body. So what if fractals of God, a portion of your essence is in this body, and a portion of your essence is in another body, if your hands are bodies, but the arms are the same and the body is the same. So if the arms are soul groups and the body is source, then you look at this like you have fractals that go like this. Fractals.
Oh, that's beautiful analogy. Erik, I love your analogies. They really help lend some clarity to things. So
So that's what's going on, is that in more than one, like maybe two or three in this case, of your fractals of God are interlocking with this
okay.
other being,
All
allegedly.
right.
Stop seeing.
Um, Lynn Mano, good morning. With gratitude, I ask, does my friend Jessica Ray Anderson have any messages for me?
And his name is?
Lynn, Lynn, Mano, Manno. And the person is Jessica Ray Anderson.
Mm-hmm. There's something that you had a curiosity about in regards to that person's connection with their mother, and you have your answers, and it's a simple answer. That person didn't. Lynn did not have the answer to that question in regards to connection with his or her mom, is what Erik is saying. I'm not
Okay.
getting. It's like that person is at rest, so I'm not getting as much as a connection with that person. But Erik's just telling me this.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. She's busy.
at rest, just sleeping. They
Yeah,
do
she's
that.
sleeping. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's what I'm going to do for a long time when I get over there. Okay. Alexander K. I'm recently divorced after 25 years of marriage. What is my late father-in-law's Tony P's advice on how to respond to my 22-year-old manipulating daughter, Alexis, when she contacts me? How to respond to her 22-year-old daughter's manipulation?
Erik said you can't take fear into that. You're tapping too much into her fear, which is coming across as anger, and it's coming across as siding up with one person in order to get information about another person and then turn that person against the first person. And that degree of antics is just child's play. That's a cover up for fear when a person feels powerless. So what you have to do is not be triggered by that person, even if that means getting off the phone, like not talking to them.
Yeah,
Like,
don't engage in
don't
triangulation with her.
engage. Don't
Yeah.
engage, because you can't take judgment into forgiveness. You have to forgive her. And that's for you. It's not about her worthiness. It's not about the family. You can't take limitations into unlimitedness. If you want to be an unlimited person, you have to be unlimited for yourself, which means take some space from that. Like, hang up the moment she does it. Just say, oh, I gotta go. Something's come up, whatever you need to do, but just go. Don't deal with it.
And also make sure that she knows that you're there for her whenever she needs you. And just remember that you're not responsible for her emotions and stuff. You only have control over how you react to those. So just be wary of that. Okay. Joan M. Any messages from my son Joshua Bennett? Her name is Joan, who is there with Erik. Thank you so much.
Okay. He's got a strong connection to you. He's like really present, and he said, okay, so you are overwhelmed, and please be at peace and rest assured that when you're overwhelmed to this level, when you find yourself in a situation that you feel is too big for you and it's too much, it's because something equally big has come forth to the surface to be healed. That's why this is happening. So that more peace, more of your personal power can shine through you to others that are observing how you handle this. You reach this place where you're ready for it. You know, there's no why other than that. Some people, and Erik says, people do this when they're healing. They're like, why? Why does this feel so bad? Why is this happening? What is to be learned from it? What is the lesson, and why the lesson? And humans do this thing he calls the ego Ferris wheel.
Oh, God.
Where it's just going to go back to the same place anyway. So why isn't relevant? What is relevant is that you've come to this place where you are ready for it.
Okay. All right. She's ready. Lisa Smith wants to know if there's any messages for her. By the way, I want to say a shout out to everybody who's just giving love and doesn't have a question, but are still saying good morning and love and light and all that stuff. So thank you so much. But I just didn't want to take the time to specifically engage, respond, because, we want to get as many questions answered as possible. All right. So Lisa Smith, any messages for her?
Erik says, people are always kind of pushing you into giving your opinion. Why do you let them? You don't have to give your opinion. You don't have to speak your piece on something. You don't have to share your thoughts, especially if what you have to share, they may not be ready to hear, and you know it, which is why you've kept your silence to begin with, especially in your family. So you don't have, like, your thoughts are so personal. He said, Pamela would say, your thoughts are sacred. I'm going to say they're yours. They're your thoughts. So whatever you want to call it, guys, it's not a spiritual thing I'm trying to teach you. They're just yours. So don't share them because they're yours, and they're like your treasure box.
Unless you want to,
Unless you want to. So he wants you to be discerning with whom you share those precious thoughts in your treasure box.
Why? What's the worst? What could happen? They could turn those against you,
they take it. He says they take her thoughts and they kind of will not understand. Like, people aren't ready for it. So he's like, it's like trying to teach grad school to preschoolers, and then they get all frustrated and kind of.
It's like, if I wanted your opinion, I'd give it to you.
Yeah, but they are asking her.
No, I know. I just love that saying. I'll give it to you. All right. Lil MF from Mary. What is the future for Filberto C and me?
Erik says, so you've got this thing with love where you come in and you think that if you share love, give love, that it just creates peace because you're peace. And that works only when you truly are that. But sometimes in our subconscious, we're just not truly there yet with self-peace and self-love. So we try to get to this by healing other people and fixing other people and just throwing all our love at them. Like, Erik knows me with this. Like, I've personally done this, like in almost all my relationships except for the current one. And it
Mm.
just, that's why nothing ever worked for me in the past, because I was constantly just like, I'm just going to heal them, fix them,
I
give them my
know.
love, and then it will be perfect because I have so much love. But what I wasn't doing was honoring how I needed to be loved and how
Yeah.
I need to receive love. And in the constant giving, I wasn't letting anything in. So it was loving that's one way, the energy is one way with you. And I get that because I've done it. So he said, when you do that, you have to understand, are you receiving? Are you giving that person a chance to show you love? So this is not about the future. This is about what you can be aware of now. Like, Erik will not try to predict your future. Like, it's just one of those things that with me personally as a medium, he's like,
Yeah. So what can she do to increase that flow of
back
receiving
up,
love?
like stop giving, fixing, and throwing band-aids on stuff where this person needs to learn how to love her. This person needs a chance to love her.
Well,
Like,
is it because Mary doesn't feel like she deserves to receive love? Is that a component or not?
he says what she believes, what her subconscious believes will happen is that if she stops throwing love at things, then basically they won't love her if she stops doing that.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
she has to be doing that or she won't be loved, which isn't
Okay.
true.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, Haian is this person's name. I don't know how to pronounce it. Does my higher self have a message for me at this time?
Don't worry about what is illusion and what is not, what is real and what is not. What's not is apparent. What is feels elusive if you focus on what's not because you're afraid of it. You're coming out of this timid nature where you are afraid to look at what's not and you are afraid to look at what is. So you're starting to just observe things really closely now. And keep in mind that you are in a loving universe. And when you understand that you are in a loving universe and you believe that regardless of if Earth is showing you a peaceful world or not, there's a difference between the universe and the world. Create your own universe.
Good. Okay. Oh, I have a question for my second eldest daughter. Hey, next time you talk to Laura, can you please ask Erik about a dream world that she goes to every night for several years? She thinks it's some sort of alternate dimension where she can um, de-stress, um, but it's like she has a school and work and a house and friends and lovers there, and she says, I'm always driving somewhere on a freeway that's like Interstate 10, and always at my house. And there's this big like complex, but it holds something sinister. It's really weird. Also, I go out into outer space a lot and see a lot of alien crafts fighting with each other. They are everywhere. I'm also always in elevators that just keep going up. But she looks forward to going there. LOL. It's my cozy place. What the heck, you are? You're a wild
Erik said
wild girl.
because she's a badass.
Yeah,
No,
she is a badass. Badass. ER nurse in the front lines right now.
he said she's badass. What's her name? You told me
Oh,
before.
Michelle.
I remember when she gave all those toys away. That was so cool.
Yeah.
Erik said, that was so cool, sis. Um,
Hmm.
so Erik said, Mom, can I phone a friend?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I love her. Dolores Cannon.
Oh, okay.
So Dolores Cannon says, in these parallel worlds, we go through classes and we put ourselves through spirit school. So in this school, we create parallel universes that are very similar to our lives now. And in some cases, they make us work on where we're not in our relationships. And if you've already gone through that and you're happy in that realm, it'll take you to things that you want to work on in the astral realm, like things that you have in your current subconscious realm in your head. What are you thinking about in terms of universal peace? What are you thinking about in terms of peace and galactic? Are there wars going on? Are you worried about things? Are you worried about other realms affecting this one? That will show up in this parallel universe, and you will see things that are going on. And you're not just, it's not just child's play. It's not a created school that isn't happening. This is a real world that whatever's going on that you don't know about, that you want to know about, you'll get access to in this world to see why you're pulling this into your subconscious. And then you fix it there, or you try to play your roles there that you're not playing here because you're in a body. It's
Okay,
very
so
real.
so it is a real. All right, so you said it was kind of like a school or something.
Spirit school is what
Spirit
she's
school. All
called
right,
it.
all right. Anyway, she likes it. What's the sinister thing?
That's something that's deep within her subconscious, that she has roles in these worlds, in these other worlds. So you'll be able to see those roles of those wars that were played out and how you're actually, she said in her case, she's a lieutenant or galactic commander or somebody who leads uh, worlds, like entire worlds, out of battle. She tries to be an advocate for universal peace between various realms that
Okay.
are currently fighting each other. So this is like really happening, and
Wow.
then the brain will step in and create a school about it. The brain will step in and be like, okay, so this is your other life where you're actually, having relationships with this person, maybe even have kids with them. That's happening simultaneously. It does
Okay.
not conflict with the world that you're in with your husband now and kids now.
Oh
It's
God, don't make my Christmas list get longer.
yeah.
All right, good. I'll let her know that. That's
Galactic
cool.
babies.
Yeah, galactic babies. All right, Helen Green. What am I supposed to detox from to get? Thank you very much for that, by the way, Eric and Dolores and Pamela. Uh, what am I supposed to detox from? This is Helen Green, to get rid of gall inflammation and the one in my stomach, mostly on the right side by the pelvis, and diet and all that one.
He said these things hide in trans fats and saturated fats from oils, and the way that oils are cooked and boiled down. And when you look at your oils, the way that they're processed in facilities is really gross. So pay attention to that, because that with liver and gallbladder, that's the big thing that people are missing, especially you. And it's okay, because our government likes to hide that. And the FDA isn't a great cover up. And when things are, they're not a great truth, they're a cover up. And they will not tell you what is in, when they say it's organic, it may not be. And you have to pay attention to where they say natural flavors, sugars, what type of sugars it is, and what type of oils it is. Those are the three things for her and for many, many people that are
Oh yeah.
detoxing liver and
I
gallbladder.
I actually skipped Cody M. Do I have any past life karma or relationships that need to be resolved?
If you're feeling it in this lifetime, then yes. He said, I want to call it a parallel life as
Okay.
opposed to past, because it makes us feel so weird and so out of control when we think, well, it happened in the past. Why is it still affecting us now? Which is a legitimate thought.
Mm.
But what if it is happening now, and what you're going through now is also affecting other you in that realm? He said, I phoned Dolores again.
Oh,
So he
she's
said,
on
so
call.
both of you are connecting to each other simultaneously, and it's not just from that life. Like, you're experiencing that and it's affecting them too. So both of you are experiencing that simultaneously. It's affecting each other. So I feel like I lost the question and all that explanation. Did I miss? I don't know.
No, I think that's good.
Okay.
Zinray Q. Now, I don't know what the person's actual name is, but maybe you can still tap into it. My friend Mary Ellen was stung on her toe by a scorpion. What was the spiritual means?
He said, I got to phone a friend, mom again.
Okay.
I see a Lakota elder, a rather recent one. He was a strong advocate in Lakota. I see his hair all tied back, gray hair, smiling eyes. And granted, they all
Oh.
look like that. Lakota are amazing.
Mm.
Give me a name. I've heard this name before recently. Anyway, maybe we'll get one in a minute. Um, Bring me back to the question. I just went into a whole other world.
Oh, that's fine. Like Michelle, my friend Mary Ellen was stung on her toe by a scorpion. What was the spiritual reason for that?
Okay, the Lakota elder says his name is Deloria. Yes, I know you. You talked to me yesterday. Uh,
Oh,
that's his name, Deloria. He says scorpion energy has to do with the sting that you have towards yourself. How stinging are you towards yourself and your judgments towards yourself?
wow.
In stinging judgment. So scorpion medicine in Lakota, they're really big in a lot of indigenous culture. They're really big in understanding the medicine. Like if you get stung by a Lakota or a scorpion or something happens, and it happens a lot, in Texas and Utah and places like that.
Yeah, yeah.
There's indigenous here.
Yeah, watch out. Don't step into those shoes when you get out of bed without shaking them out.
So Scorpion will say something different to everyone, but your stinging judgments as a whole towards yourself and societal constructs and structures and how you feel that you feel they're powerless when they sting you. So
Yeah.
your stinging judgments towards yourself and those structures. That the Scorpion wanted you to pay attention to that.
Okay. Uh, Chris, and I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. It's Takoch. Takok, Takosh. Anyway, trying to sell my house for years. What month and year will I sell this thing? I think most importantly, how can he sell it as fast as he can? Or she.
Yeah.
Chris could be a she or a he.
Yeah. Um, Erik says, I need you to consider alternative sources and ways of selling, like rent to own and for sale by owner. And I need you to consider other alternative realms of selling because a lot of houses in your market right now in your area are having the same problem. It's not something karmically to do with you. Sometimes we're just going through something as a society that makes homes harder to sell. People aren't wanting to spend money in the ways that involve conventional mortgage.
Yeah, especially now.
Yeah, they don't have the down payments. The mortgages are loosening up a little bit. He says so people who are looking to buy a house, the mortgages are loosening up a little bit, but still not towards people who are self-employed. And the people who are looking at your house are self-employed. So you need to get more creative.
All right.
And
So
more
if
people are more self-employed, and conventional mortgages are like they're blue with self-employment.
yeah. So if he or she takes it to rent to own, can it be sold in the next how many months? I don't know.
12,
Possibly.
at least to own standardly he says is 12, but you can get creative, but then people can have a moment to save that down payment
Oh,
that was
okay.
required.
Yeah.
You need to get really creative or it's going to sit there a while. So this is the thing, a message for a lot of homeowners is if it's been sitting there for a while and it's not working, it's not selling that way for a reason. You guys got to get creative. We're rebuilding a whole society here with ways that we sell and rent and lease. We're rebuilding that. You have to get creative. You
Yeah,
have to.
and if the person could take out a FHA loan, and that's probably only I think when it's rural, then they don't have to pay a down payment, or you can be creative and say, no down payment for the first X number of months, but the
You
rent is
can, but he
something
says
like
there
that.
have to be like farmers and stuff like that sometimes to
Yeah.
get.
No, my Michelle, she just lives out in Pasadena, kind of rural, but yeah, she no down payment. Anyway, David Lee, I would like to know if there is any message for me.
Erik put like a kaleidoscope lens. It was like glasses like this over your face. And I'm just kind of seeing through your eyes for a moment while he's doing this with me because this is how he teaches me. And he said, you open your eyes. Shit. So, okay. I opened my eyes and I looked at just one lens and it was just like bombs and war and no food. And I went, oh shit. So I kind of, whoop, and he said, now turn it this way. And it kind of blurred for a minute. And then he saw just, I just see something else now. He saw like peace. The guy sees peace and the potential for peace. So he said, when you're looking through the lens of the kaleidoscope, which is all of us on earth, you get to choose how you view things, how much society will affect you, how much things around you are falling apart. It seems when you look through one lens of it, when you're thinking about your life, but all you have to do is shift the kaleidoscope a bit, turn the lens, and you will see the deeper reasons for it, and you will begin to know how to rebuild your life. So you are rebuilding your life right now. So stop focusing on the one thing that you're terrified of. Like, just
Yeah.
turn your lens a little bit.
That's such an important message for everyone, to try not to live in fear and see all the. I mean, if you see something awful, whether it's in your own life or scary or negative in your own life or in the community at large or with humanity, try to find the value. There's value in it, and then you can turn it into something positive. And we have to go through some pain in order to grow. All right, so let's see, Nina. Hi, everyone. Does Dominic M. have a message for me? I would love to know how he feels about me. Thank you so much. I don't know if he's deceased or not. Not that it matters.
It does in terms of how I connect to them. It feels
Yeah.
way different. It's incredible the differences.
Yeah.
Uh, he says, it's important for you to return your mind to a place of peace and remember I love you and be at peace right now. So my message right now is, how are you viewing your life? Because when you think about what peace is, but you don't have a family background to show you that, how are you creating that for yourself?
Oh, yeah.
You're really redesigning the whole word peace, and I'm proud of
Well, that's
you.
awesome. All right, Cassia. Hello. Does my grandfather, Wincinti Gulan, that's a cool name, have a message for me? Wincinti Gulan. Sorry, guys, if I'm botching these names.
And, and what is the person's name that asked the
Oh,
question?
Cassia, Kasia.
I smell food. Smells like beans.
Oh,
It smells good. Um, Her message is simple. She said, I need you to cook and sleep and eat well and love well and get back to the ways that we have on we were like that. We just eat at a certain time, we sleep at a certain time, we meet our families at a certain time. We do that all the time. And I need you to get back to that, because it's the simple nature of these things that will bring you happiness. It's that structure of being disciplined about happiness and about your culture with
and
happiness.
connection. Yeah. Yeah.
Get back to the simple things, she says, and those things she used to do with you all the time.
Oh, it's he, grandfather.
Mm.
Anyway, LaDonna Fisher. Hey, ladies, I was wondering if Eric could give my daughter Bethany advice.
Oh, and the person is not a he. It was not a grandfather that came through. So I know what you asked, but that's not who came.
Oh,
It was,
okay, so somebody else, maybe
yeah, it
speaking
felt
his behalf. Okay.
more like a grandmother figure that was around and not him.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's the next person's question?
Oh, LaDonna Fisher. Could Eric give my daughter Bethany advice?
Ah, he said, time is not your friend because you don't honor it, you don't respect it. So the use of time right now is just important. So when you think about time, how you use your time determines, like, at every single level, what your experience in the future will bring. But when you focus on the future and not what you're doing with time right now, you get bored and you say, I'm bored, I'm bored, I'm bored, I'm bored. Creativity is the tool that source gives you to get out of boredom, to get back to your creativity.
All right, good. Oh, by the way, have a quick question. You know, today I have, and sometimes it just happens all of a sudden, I just get this dysphoric feeling, like the feeling I get when then what happens is in a day or two, I have a fender bender or something, just like a sense of like not dread, it's not that powerful, but just a little unsettled feeling. That's what it is. I felt the same thing when I was on my way to lunch, and at that same time, Erik killed himself. But I woke up that way today, and it just happens every few days or every week or two.
You're using that particular emotional tool that's a technology, and it's very intuitive, and it tunes you in. He said all moms have it, but you have it more particularly than you, like more attuned than others because of your experience with me, and you had it once with Lucas too.
Yeah,
And
I've had it forever since I
you
was
had it.
young. Yeah,
So it is how you are. It's this gift that you have, and it's
I don't
very.
like it. Feels gross.
Precognition is not a fun gift to have. He says is that
No.
when
Mm.
people are sick or when something bad's about to happen, but the more you tune it, that feeling of dread that comes from the actual from your brain will actually calm down. But at least you need to know it's there because you're
Yeah.
tapping into many things, and you're trying to use your own judgments and your own discernment. You're trying to really trust your discernment now. So that is a gift that will help you trust your discernment when you get it.
Woohoo!
So you can get it not just when someone's dying or sick or about to die or has died. You can get it when trying to choose who to work with. You can get it when trying to decide what to do.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
sometimes nothing happens anyway, but I
No,
won't
but
take it
it's about
anymore.
none of that. But you can
Yeah.
do it like to make decisions about like
Okay.
in your life and what to do and all sorts of things.
Okay. Okay. Moira. No. Sveta Prasad here. What should I do as my career with respect to healing?
So Eric's trying with me to find different ways to teach people this, and this is a common theme. When people come in and they have a gift and they're like, they look at it in this way that's just a little bit cart before the horse. When we say, what do I do with my gift? So Eric wants you to look at it as a little bit horse before the cart. So if the horse is the gift, how do you want to feel on a daily basis? What you do, it doesn't matter the technology that you're using, whether it's Reiki or whether you create your own process. He said so many people are being just shoved information in their faces, information. Use this thing and do this process and do that process. And then healers in the making, when they're waking up, they get very confused because they're like, well, what is the right one? What if it's none of those things? Or what if it's all the above? What if there isn't just one answer? And sometimes humans program themselves in their minds to look for one thing. So oneness is not sameness. It's something that he's been teaching me for a long time. We have the right to creatively be different and still be in oneness at the same time without saying, this is the right way. It's like your gifts are like a treasure hunt. You are multifaceted. So if you're just looking for the end of the treasure hunt and not paying attention to all the little things on the way, you kind of miss the point of treasure hunting. So it goes this way with people who are awakening their gifts. There isn't often just one path.
Interesting. Okay, Carmen Turbuck. My husband, Mercia, died 1 year ago on April 30th. Any messages for me, Erik?
So the observation of time on the clock, dates on the calendar, things of that bring us deeper into grief that we have not healed. So I need you
Yeah.
to use this time and to use it as the ultimate tool in your awareness. Like if you have a tool belt of stuff to heal right now, this is your ultimate tool. I need you to sit with it. I need you to try to not make it pass faster. Try not to make your brain go, you know what, I'm going to go look at balloons or kittens today. Today's your day for you.
Mm, yeah. And sometimes somebody told me when I was really grieving hard that you just have to really just lean into the grief to
You
get to
do,
the other side.
you do, absolutely. And we can't ignore that. We
And there's
can't.
no wrong or right way to grieve. There's no
Right.
certain amount of time, etc. All right, Colleen Dijeux. Good morning, Colleen from Vancouver, BC. Any messages for me, please?
He says, you are looking at life, you're honing in so deeply on the things that you want to shift and on the things that you want to change. And you're very observant of how that's showing up in your present moments right now. And that is the best. So can you convince yourself and understand that you're doing your best, that that is your best, and you're being so self-observant, and you're spending less time being concerned about what's going on in the world around you and being afraid. Like you are finally just looking at society and sending peace to it, sending love to it, and all the things that you would have been afraid of when all this COVID stuff started. You don't spend time blaming the world for your current state of being. You don't blame your parents. You don't blame society.
That's
You don't blame
awesome.
God. You're in a good space.
Go, girl. That's great. Now I'm going to have to skip this one because no name. DU wants to know life purpose. So just call in next time or retype it if you want us to answer that, because that's going to be too hard.
Purpose is so important. We really
I
need you.
know. Name. And most of y'all are getting so much better at not repeating questions and not asking more than one question and using putting names. I really appreciate that. Donna Wilson, any guidance for me, please?
So you're focusing on being very grateful for your psychological and physiological, like the body mind construct, and how it actually works. And you're so grateful for how your mind works with your body and how your body works with your mind. You're embracing this, you're allowing it, you're trusting it. You're not trying to you're just in a place that you have relieved yourself of expectations of yourself and of others. And you're being at more peace of not having expectations. So when you don't expect good things or bad things, you just are grateful for what is. You're using your body and your mind as a communication device. And that's what it's supposed to be for.
Good job.
I'm giving you the golf clap, he is.
All right. Okay, so Rosa Diana Reda. Hi, light workers. How can I accept my soul contract?
He said, whoa, wait a minute here. So cute. He said, when is your mind resistant, or have you been told something by someone else, and maybe by a lot of someone else's, but your mind is resistant? Okay, and sometimes your mind is resistant for a damn fine reason. Are you sure it's your contract?
Well, let's just ask a simple question, Eric. What is her soul contract, or at least one of them?
So she's an activator. So what activators do is they work with codes that are deeply embedded, and there are thousands of types of activators, but this is her type. She works with codes that are they're in the DNA. So you can call that a healer, you can call that healing, you can do, but you can call it what you will, but she is waking up dormant, sleeping DNA. He said, you know what scientists call junk, but it's not. We all know it's not.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you're doing. So, but it's being called something else by either you or others, and your mind is saying, I don't want to call it that, and there's for a darn good reason.
Yeah.
That's not your way of activating. So just look at your way of activating.
Wow, that's interesting. Does she do it subconsciously?
It's natural.
Okay.
Some people have, I call these natural healers, and
Okay.
just their presence does it. And he said, he said, sometimes you have a hard time in this world, natural healers, because the world's like, well, what type of healing you doing? Is it Reiki? Is it and we're listing all the powerful types of healing. Is it this? Is it that? What are you doing? And the natural healer is like, I don't know. And you don't need to know. You don't need to know. He said, you're the pioneers in this world, saying, I'm going to come through naturally being myself, and you're going to receive an energy. And no, I won't tell you what it is because I don't know, but it'll still be just as effective, even if I can't tell your head what it means.
Exactly. Gina McAnally, she's playing PS4, GTA 5 at the same time, multitasking peeps. That's awesome. As only girls can do. Let's see.
Here we're like
Catherine,
this. Whoa.
yeah.
Oh
Hi
my
there.
gosh.
My name is Catherine. I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning. Hope you are too. She wants a message from Grandpa Lyle. And again, her name is Catherine.
Love heals, love heals, love heals.
Hmm.
Forgiveness heals, forgiveness heals, forgiveness heals. It doesn't matter the why, it matters that it happens now. So you are responsible for you. You. And everybody else is going to tell you otherwise right now for keeping you physically alive and well.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Christopher Hoffman is having a hard time keeping hope. Any tips?
Erik said, oh gosh, he started on that word. He said, I don't mind the word faith, but hope is a false friend.
Oh, wow.
When you're looking at hope, why are you really wanting to feel hope? Because you're scared that if you don't, that something bad will happen.
So hope is like faith, but entwined with expectation, I think.
It's like, I hope that this good thing will happen, which it sort of like I hope that this bad thing doesn't happen. Like hope's wide open towards all sorts of pain. So hope's going to bring you into the place that you need to be, whether you're really ready for that in your mind or body or not. Hope hurts. Have faith
Yeah.
instead.
Yeah.
Change your word. He said, words are so powerful right now. People are seeing the power of their words.
Well, how can he keep the faith
Okay,
right
so
now?
faith is blind. Now, faith isn't dumb, but faith is blind, which means that you do it in the same way that Pamela does in her daily life when she's blind and she knows that she will still be okay.
Yeah.
You just know. You don't know why, you don't know how, you just know. There's no
Any
describing faith. It's so powerful.
any practical tips for Christopher?
Um, get rid of all the things you're hoping for in your mind and just say, what if I just have faith that I can be peaceful, that I will be safe, and that I will be well? When you say that, I am peaceful, I am safe, I am well. I
Plus, as
have
far
faith that I
yeah,
am peaceful, I am safe, I am well. You begin to use your words to kind of program your brain out of hope and into faith.
yeah. And plus, if you put yourself in the state of mind of hoping for something, that's like with the law of attraction. You're always going to be hoping for it and never receiving it. So just say, universe, I have faith that you will bring me what I need. So I suggested maybe that mantra over and over again.
Well,
Yeah.
and that I am safe in that I am
And
safe.
yes,
There's
yes.
a safety factor in those.
Yeah,
That
come on, we're eternal beings. What's the worst that can happen?
it's
All right,
that
so let's see. Well, this is Evija 7. I don't know if that's the actual name. So y'all don't just give the handles, give your first name. But let's see if this works. Please tell me what would improve my health. I've been taking a lot of supplements. What else?
okay. So let's talk about food. Food is the ultimate medicine, even beyond supplements. He said, I need you guys to think about that, kind of what society says in the medical community too, in allopathic communities, they'll say, pop this pill, you'll feel better. And in the spiritual communities, they say, pop this supplement and you'll feel better. But what if the way that you feel better is by getting up every morning and making a fresh juice?
Yeah.
And it's going to start to cleanse everything that you ate the night before when you were in your emotion. This person does a lot of emotional eating. So in your emotional eating that you ate the night before and you want to feel good when you wake up and you wonder why you're still drowsy when you wake up and you're like, oh, I don't get enough sleep. It's not that. It's that the food that was in your body for the last 3 days wants to come out. So don't beat yourself up over that. Just have some fresh juice in the morning. Let's start there.
Any kind of juice?
Yeah, it's the particular type of juice that has the root vegetables blended with just a little bit of fruit, but mainly
Okay.
root vegetables and greens.
Oh, okay. And
So
what
with just
about
a
those
little bit.
ion drops, the detox drops? Would that help too?
It helps if she does it every day, but the thing about it is a lot of people don't want to do the same thing every day. They're getting done with that type of supplementation.
Okay, that's fine. One more. Let's see. Connie Hodkinson. Does Erik have a message for me? No. I've skipped so many. I'm sorry, Connie. Morgan. I'm curious, Eric's thoughts on me putting myself out there more. Mostly singing silly songs so far, but nervous to do more. This has always been a struggle for me.
He said, "Can I tell you a little bit about how you work, that you know you work this way, but you're not letting others see you work this way?" And this is sort of how, when you get into the silly song singing that's fun, you bring people into safety and joy. You're worried that this is what you're worried about with that. You're worried that people are so structured around defining everything and being in their fear and stuff like that, that they're not going to accept your simplicity. But the world needs to get back to simplicity.
Exactly. Don't worry about them. Their shit is their shit. Don't be responsible for their reaction. Just be responsible for yours. Do it, girl. I mean, it's really liberating sometimes. All right, I feel bad, Connie. I know we're at the end, but so I want to ask Connie Hodkinson. Does Eric have a message for her?
What kind of thoughts are you allowing in your head all the time that are just there in the background when it comes to trusting yourself? Trusting yourself when to even go outside the house, trusting yourself when to buy food or not, what type of food to buy, trusting yourself which friends, like you're detoxing your life, which you're decluttering your life. So trusting yourself which friends that you still want and need that align with you, and giving yourself permission to be in that resonance. So resonance is a different word than alignment. So alignment, he said alignment is just, for some reason you just don't feel good around it. And then ego comes in and says, "Oh, you should be ashamed of that. You should, that person hasn't done anything to you. They haven't said anything." Resonance is when you listen to that and you say, "You know what? I don't need
Ah,
to know why. I just need to be loving about it, but just kind of do my thing
yep.
and resonate with myself and resonate with people with whom I resonate. There's no reason. The head doesn't have to give you a why."
Yeah,
So
and there we go. That's that word faith comes in there.
it's a powerful word.
Very. All right. Thank you guys so much. And y'all have been following the rules so much better. It makes our lives so much easier. Eric, is there anything else you want to share with the peeps out there?
He said, "Everything you see in the outside world right now reflects what you are allowing inside of yourself and your thoughts, your minds, and your bodies, and your emotions. And so, what you're seeing, if you don't like it, please go inside of here. Please, and just make changes. So many of you are looking at other countries, other worlds, other problems way across the ocean. Pay attention to fixing what's in here and what's in your local communities. Get together locally."
Exactly. 6 feet apart, though. All right. Thank you so much. I love you, Eric. I love you, Pamela. You guys check her out at PamelaErlin.com, but I will put all her links in the description box below. Love you guys.
Love you guys. We're
Thank you
channeling
so
Eric next
much.
month. Don't forget, not Eric, but he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to be there too. You just invited me." We're channeling Dolores next month on May the 20th. So you guys can sign up at my website for that. It's on special, real cheap right now. But Eric will probably show up because I just invited him.
Oh, I think he just invited himself. That's awesome. You guys do that. Thank you. And Pamela, if you want, you can send me a write up in the link, and I can post it today. Wait, it is today, right?
No, the channeling is on May the 20th of
Oh,
next.
okay. Well, anyway, I thought April 20th. Ah, all right. You can always send me the information. I'll plug it for you. All right. Talk to you later.
Bye. Thanks, Lisa.
Bye. Thank you.